Well, one of the main differences about this particular production is that, number one, it's outside, and number two, the stage is huge. So everything that for this character would normally be very intimate and very sort of small scale has to be very big. So everything, the gestures are big, the singing has a different kind of scale to it. It's the whole scope of everything is just much bigger. It's pretty true. It's pretty true. For this particular, and it works very well for this particular production, since there's so much about the media. There are cameras. It's a very modern interpretation. So for me personally, it makes it much more contemporary in the sense of how you see reality TV and the whole purpose of whatever it is being about being famous. Now, he's actually famous for something. I mean, he's obviously a very talented torero, and that's what he does. But the celebrity of it for him, for this particular character, is as important as the actual art or the actual sport. So that, to me, makes it much more contemporary. If this were, you know, a traditional production, it probably wouldn't be quite so apparent that he's so much about the celebrity. It would just be more something that's just kind of just the way things are. But because it's updated to the current day, and because those aspects are there, he's got his makeup artist, and he's got his press agent with him, and he's got the cameras right there in his face. It just makes it much more about being famous.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
KERO, you're wild. You're wild. No, what I like about him is he's a great combination. I mentioned this before in a different interview. He's a great combination of he's wild and he's a little bit crazy, but he's very, very focused. And in a big venue like this, it's very easy to let some of the details kind of go by the wayside and not really pay attention to specific things that need to be done. And he's very good with details. So because the stage is so wide, because the space is so big, the audience, there's two different ways the audience can look at it. They can either look at the whole scene as a whole, or they can look at wherever it is the director wants them to focus. So he does that by lighting, he does that by how he stages things, and he's very good at making the difference. There are some things like the beginning of the second act with the chanson bohème, the gypsy song. Things are happening all over the stage, and your eye sort of takes in the whole thing. Then when Escamillot comes in, all the focus goes directly to him. And it's very much about how the director stages it for those kinds of changes to be effective. And it's really, I really appreciate the way that he's done that.